Hello. Come on in, friend. Yeah, I've been expecting you. I've set out some comfortable pillows on the floor. Oh, and that cozy blanket. Yeah, you just get comfortable. I am so glad that you came to visit me today. So, how are you doing today? Yeah, I actually heard that you were having kind of a rough time. I thought maybe you could use some time with a friend. So tell me more about how you're feeling. What's going on? I see. Wow, that makes sense. I definitely can relate to that. I know that for me, I'm dealing with stressors related to my health, to society and politics, finances, and interpersonal relationships. So I can relate to all of those different stressors. So when you are dealing with stressors like these, what do you find is most helpful? Do you like to talk it out? Do you like to cry or punch a pillow? Do you like to distract? Do you like to do something kind for someone else? Or do you like to help your body relax? That makes a lot of sense. Well, if it's okay with you, I would love to help you today. I just want to create a place where you can feel at peace, where we can accept your challenging emotions, where we can have compassion on your stressful worries, and where we can bring a little bit more relaxation to your mind and to your body. Yeah, of course, you're so welcome. Well, if you just make sure you're comfortable, and I've got some things all ready for you. To start out with, I want to make you some tea. How does that sound? Don't worry, there's no caffeine. So I have three options. The first is chamomile or chamomile. The second is peppermint. And the third option is roasted dandelion root. Have you ever tried this kind? It reminds me a little bit of coffee, but there's no caffeine. So, would you like dandelion root, peppermint, or chamomile? Oh, sure, we can definitely do a combination. I actually love this combination together. Chamomile, and roasted dandelion root. Such a good idea to do them together. So I've got this fun mug. I'm gonna put the tea bags in the mug. You just focus on relaxing, taking some slow breaths. And take a look at these cute birds. Now, something interesting is going to happen when I pour the hot water in. Can you guess what it is? Well, let's see if you're right. I can already see the water turning colors. But let's watch and see what happens to these birds. Look at that. Some of the birds are turning colors. Do you see that? I think it's so pretty. These birds are so detailed. I agree. Sometimes just focusing on our senses, the things we see, the things we can touch, the things we feel with our hands, can can help us feel a little more calm and centered and present. So this tea needs a little bit of time to steep, so I'm going to set it over here and then I'll hand it to you in a moment. Okay, my friend, I want you to take a slow breath in for me. Yes. And a slow breath out. Very good. Can you do that one more time for me? Breathing in and breathing out. Very good. Okay, how's your mind doing and how's your body doing now? You know what? That's okay. Sometimes it takes a while for us to come to a place of peace and calm. So the next thing that I have for you is this special Sampaguita candle. And Sampaguita is one of my favorite smelling flowers from the Philippines. Smell that. Oh yay, I'm so glad you love it. Okay, I'm just gonna trim the wick just with my fingernails. And I'm now realizing that it's probably gonna stain my fingernails until I wash my hands. Look at that. You know, sometimes things don't go exactly the way we want them to, and sometimes we just shrug our shoulders and say, oh well, it's okay. Okay, so this is an electric lighter. It's got some fun texture on it. And so first, you push this part up. Okay, you can see this popped out. And then the lights turn blue. Then I'm going to press down on this part, and it's going to create a little bit of electricity or fire right here. So let me show you how this works. And there we go. There's our beautiful little candle. Okay, put this back in. I really like this. I think it's really fun. And I like that I can just recharge it instead of throwing it away once the fuel runs out, like with a regular lighter. Okay. Notice the flame. Notice the candle moving back and forth. Tell me a little bit more about the physical sensations you're noticing in your body right now. Okay, just notice that. What about in your arms? How do they feel? Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine to notice. What about your legs? How do your legs feel? We don't need to judge how they feel. Just observe with compassion and curiosity. You're doing a really good job. It sometimes takes a lot of bravery to take a moment to pause and notice what we are feeling. But you are doing a great job. A great job. Alright, your tea is ready. Would you like any sugar? Yeah, just a little bit. And I'm gonna switch it around so that I can hold the handle. Just stir the sugar. Listen to the sounds of the water, the sound of the plastic spoon on the ceramic mug. Notice the little drops dripping down the side. Notice the colorful birds. Okay, and here you go. You might already know this, but I actually deal with pretty debilitating health issues. And it actually can be hard for me to sit upright for long periods of time. So that's part of why I have these pillows to help support me. So that my muscles don't get as tired. So when I say that I understand ongoing suffering, that's part of what I mean. I just want to thank you again for being here with me. I really hope that this can be a place where you feel safe and cared for and just affirmed in how valuable you are and a little bit more relaxed. So the next thing I have for you are some little poems. I used the cutest little sticky notes. Look like little, what are those? What do you think this animal is? Is it a bunny? I honestly don't know. Anyway, I used these cute little sticky notes to mark some poems. And while I read, I just want you to savor the sounds you're hearing from my voice, savor the flavor of the tea, and just let your body relax into the surface you're sitting on. Yeah, all those comfy pillows. Okay. The first poem is by Anne Bradstreet. It's called To My Dear and Loving Husband. Just relax your mind. Don't worry, there's not going to be a quiz. Just gently let your mind float around, sometimes listening to the poem, sometimes looking at the candle, sometimes noticing your breath or your thoughts. Here we go. If ever two were one, then surely we. If ever man were loved by wife, then thee. If ever wife was happy in a man, compare with me, ye women, if you can. I prize thy love more than whole mines of gold, or of the riches that the East doth hold. My love is such that rivers cannot quench, nor aught but love from thee give recompense. Thy love is such, I can no way repay. The heavens reward thee manifold, I pray. Then, while we live, in love let so persevere, that when we live no more, we may live ever. I love this poem because it reminds me of my sweet husband, Mr. Sandbox. Okay, the next poem is by Alfred Lord Tennyson, and it's called Flower in the Crannied Wall. Flower in the crannied wall, I pluck you out of the crannies. I hold you here, root and all, in my hand. Little flower, but if I could understand what you are, root and all in all, I should know what God and man is. Oh, the beauty of nature, the things it can teach us about the universe and ourselves. Here's a famous poem by Robert Frost. I'm gonna prop my leg up on this little stool, but I'm gonna try and make it so you can still see the candle a little bit. There we go. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I want to read you just a couple short little excerpts from this book called Garden of Truth. Look how beautiful that flower is. I think it's a lily, maybe a tiger lily. Here's the painting that goes with the part we're going to read. It's natural to think continually of our earthly circumstances and possessions, but we are no longer bound to what comes naturally because we are hidden in Christ. Now we can set our minds on eternal things. Okay, the second passage has this picture of a orange rose. Look how detailed and beautiful that is. I love it. And here's what Ruth Chow Simons writes. Whatever failures you are mentally rehearsing today can no longer keep you at arm's length from His love, so let them go. God sought you out and made you His own while you were unlovely. It is He who redeems and makes you worthy. I love remembering that the things that we experience on earth in the physical world are real, and that there are realities beyond the physical world and beyond what we can see. Do you still have enough tea? Do you want me to top it up with some hot water? Okay, you just let me know if you need anything, okay? I want to read just one little poem from this, the Book of Common Courage. Remember, your only job is to relax and rest and notice what you are noticing. Look at this picture that goes with the poem I'm going to read you. I love these orange clouds and the little purple clouds. You can see another one of these little sticky notes that I put in here. So this is by K.J. Ramsey. Prayers and Poems to Find Strength in Small Moments. It's a lovely book. Okay, here we go. Lord of all color and sound, whose word made worlds, and whose love makes life abound, paint on our hearts indelible amber and crimson hues of a story where death cannot refuse to revel in the day that tombs will bloom. Revise the couplets of our sadness and scars, that today we might sense your love from afar. Awaken our ears with the rhythm and tone of love, writing our lives into a poem. because your word is still making a world of wonder within us. Amen. Do you have a favorite poem so far? It's okay, you don't have to choose a favorite. But if you think of one, you can let me know. The final book of poetry I'm going to read from. The book is called Zatar Diva, and the author is Suhir Hamad. I love the bold colors on this cover. I have two poems marked, and I want to decide which one I'm going to read to you. I think I'm going to read this one. This one is called Yesterday's Poem. Yesterday's poem. I did not write a poem. I read some and took a bath in lavender and salted water. I did not write a poem. My words were forced and ugly. I wanted to read and to make love. I did not make love or write. I did think about it, but I was far from home and alone. I did not write home or call. I soaked my body to feel something on my skin in the dark. I did not write at all. It was enough. I was alive, though in some pain over this world. Yesterday, I made a poem with my breath, my body, in the dark, salt, wet, and still alive. I am so thankful that you have spent this time with me, sweet friend. I want you to know that it's normal to have days or periods of time where we feel sad or discouraged or alone or upset. It's okay to notice those feelings. It's okay to notice your thoughts. It's okay to make space for discomfort without grasping onto it or pushing it away. And after we have noticed those thoughts and those feelings, it can be good to focus on something that is pleasant right now in the present. Whether that is shiny, purple, pretend plants, the sound of poetry, or listening to the kind words of a friend. You can come back whenever you need a friend, whenever you need to feel a little more accepted and calm in the midst of this challenging world. I hope that you remember that because you are a person, you are loved and you are capable. I hope that you remember that all people are worthy of a measure of respect. And I hope that you feel a little more calm and at ease, a little more accepting of your current experience, and a little more resourced as you continue through your day or evening. I hope to see you soon, and thank you again for spending this time with me. I'll see you next time.